Hey friends, in this video, I'm going to give you a little tutorial and go over some of the features of one of my favorite investing platforms out there called M1 Finance. I'm also going to show you how to get a free $30 from them as well. I'm also going to add some timestamps down below as well. That way, if you were looking for something specific, you can skip to that part of the video. I'm in a pretty unique situation because I have this YouTube channel where I essentially make videos on different investing platforms. And because of that, I have money spread among a ton of different investing platforms. So it's given me a really good idea of which investing platforms are good, which ones are bad, and which ones are more suited for certain types of investors. And M1 Finance is more suited towards long-term investors. And one of the main reasons is because this awesome feature that they have called Pi Investing, which I'll talk about later in the video. That's the first thing that you should know. M1 Finance is more geared towards long-term investors. And one of the main reasons for that is because they do offer you retirement accounts. So they do offer a Roth IRA, a traditional IRA, a SEP IRA, as well as a taxable investment account. Now, if you look at other investing platforms like your Cash Apps, like your Robinhoods, like your Webull, they only offer taxable investment accounts. Actually, I think Webull offers a Roth IRA, but they don't offer you something like a SEP IRA or a traditional IRA. So M1 Finance basically has all of that baked into it already. It's like a one-stop shop. M1 Finance is giving you a free $30 in 30 days if you open up an account and deposit money into that account using my link in the description of this video. One thing to note is that you'll have to deposit at least $100 if you're opening up a taxable investment account and at least $500 if you're opening up something in an IRA, so like a Roth IRA, traditional IRA, or SEP IRA. After you deposit the money, you'll have to leave it in there for at least 30 days. Now, you can invest with it, trade with it if you want to, but it has to at least stay in that account for 30 days, and then they will deposit $30 into your account. If you do get some value from this video, then please do me a huge favor and smash that thumbs up button. It does help me out a lot, so I really appreciate it. If you have any questions throughout this video, please leave those down in the comments below, and I'll try to answer every single one of them for you. Okay, first things first, I'm logged into my personal M1 Finance account. Now, if you just open up an account, the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to actually choose a type of account that you want to open up. Now, M1 Finance has five different types of investing accounts that you can open up. So up here at the top right, I'm going to click on that. You can just see I already have investment accounts created. But if you don't have an account created, what you're going to do is you're going to tap on Add Account right here. So we're going to tap on that, and they're going to give you the 5 options that you have. The first one is just an individual investing account, so a taxable investing account. The next option is going to be your joint investing account. So if you have a significant other that you want to share an investing account with, that's the one that you would choose. And then you've got your retirement accounts. So you've got your traditional Roth and SEP IRA accounts as well. Or if you want to do a rollover from an existing 401k into an IRA, then that's the type of account that you would open up. And then you also have a trust account. So if you want to open up an investment account for your trust, that's where you would do that. And then finally, we've got our custodial accounts. So if you want to open up a taxable brokerage account for a minor, so someone under the age of 18, then that's the type of account that you would want to open up for them. So once you get that all set up, I'm actually going to X out of this at the top right, and I'm going to show you my different accounts and explain to you why I have so many different accounts through my one M1 Finance account. So that's one thing I should mention real quick is that your one login M1 Finance account can hold multiple, we'll call them mini investment accounts. So up here at the top right, I'm going to click that drop down, and you can see all of these different investment accounts that I have within my one M1 Finance login. So let me explain to you why you might want to have multiple. So if you have different goals for different investment accounts, then that's why you might want to have a few of them. So this top one, this car fund portfolio, that is essentially a portfolio that I've created for myself that's specifically for my future car that I'm going to buy in probably like 7 years that I've decided to invest the money for to kind of save up for it. The next one is going to be a Roth IRA. So that's one of my retirement accounts. And then you'll see these bottom two. I have a just for fun account, so maybe some money that I have that I want to invest and just have fun with it. I want to keep it separate from something like, my retirement account, my Roth IRA, and also my car fund portfolio. And then another option that I have here is a D portfolio, so a dividend portfolio. So if I want to have a specific portfolio that is for dividend investing. That's why I would have another investment account. And then lastly, you see that I have a traditional IRA here. Now, this traditional IRA is actually from a previous 401k that I had with an employer. What I did is I rolled it over from that 401k into a traditional IRA with M1 Finance. So once you choose the type of account that you want, we have to now add a bank account to your M1 Finance account. So once you're in the specific account that you want, and so this is one thing I should also mention, is that each individual investment account has its own specific bank connection. So that's one thing to know. If I connect a bank A, one of my banks, to the car fund portfolio, then that doesn't necessarily mean that that same bank account is going to be connected to my Roth IRA account or my Just for Fun account. So in this case, I am going to go ahead and do a bank connection into one of these accounts that I don't have a bank account connected to. So I know that I don't have a bank account connected to this D portfolio right now. So what you're going to do is go into the investment account that you want, and you're going to choose bank connections right here. And this is where you're going to go ahead and connect a bank. That way you can deposit money into this investment account and start investing the money. So we're going to tap on connect bank account. And as you can see, there's previous accounts that I've used. I'm actually not going to use that. In your case, you're going to be adding one from a scratch. So you're going to hit add new bank. And right here is where there's one of two ways to link a bank account. You can either log into your online bank account using your online banking username and password, or you can type in the bank account and routing number as well from a check, if you have a check, or you should be able to log into your online bank account to see what the bank account number is and the routing number. If you can't do it that way, you might have to call your bank and get that info for them. So in this case, we're going to hit continue. And this is where you would connect your online bank account to M1 Finance. So you can either choose from the options that are already up here. And if you don't see your specific bank account, you can do a quick search. So I know PNC isn't up there, so I'm going to type in PNC. Boom, there it is. I click on that. And then this is where I can type in my username and password, and it'll connect to M1 Finance right away, and I can start depositing money. Now, like I said, if you don't want to connect your online bank account to this M1 Finance, to your M1 Finance account, you tap on the X right there at the top right. Are you sure? Yes, exit. And then it's going to give you the option to put in your bank name, decide whether it's a checking or a savings, the routing number, and account number as well. So then once you have your bank account linked, you can now deposit money into your account. Now you can do it one of two ways. At the top right, you can go back to bank connection, and you can tap on deposit, or you can go back to the main screen, your main portfolio, and you can choose deposit right here. And this is where you're going to deposit the money. So you can choose the amount. You can select from the bank accounts that you have right there. So I can have it coming from this online savings account into my Roth IRA. So in this case, I'm going to choose $500 just to give you an example. I'm going to choose this bank into my Roth IRA, and I am going to choose my Roth IRA here. I'm going to hit continue. And I can confirm the $500 that I want to deposit into this account. So it's actually going to take a couple days for the money to get deposited. They won't deposit it right away. M1 Finance isn't the kind of company that does that sort of thing, so you will have to wait until it gets withdrawn from your bank account into your M1 Finance account. But the good thing is that we can continue to set up this investment account. That way, once the money does get deposited into your account, you're ready to start investing. So that's what we're going to continue with in this video. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to find stocks, how to research stocks, and how to start building a portfolio for yourself. Now, I'm going to talk about the specific pie investing portion in just a minute, but we have to first start with this. That way you know how to go ahead and find the stocks that you might want to start investing in. Okay, so the first way to do this is up there at the top, you see research. So this is where you can start researching stocks and investments and ETFs that you might want to start investing your money into. So we're going to click on that. And right here, you see the market news. So this is just going to give you some up-to-date market news that's currently going on. You can load more. You can scroll through and click on different articles if you see that there is some news that you want to look at that might have to do with a company that you potentially want to invest in. Now, the next place that we can look for investments is under stocks. So if we click on stocks, here's a list of stocks. And right now, they have it filtered based on market cap. So the largest market cap to the smallest market cap. And we can tap on that, and it can show us the smallest market cap to the largest market cap. So I'm going to click back on that so Apple pops up. And then you can also filter based on dividend yield. So if you're like, I want to look for a company with the biggest dividend yield, you can tap on that, and it's going to show you the one with the highest dividend yield. Click on that, or I'm going to click back on market cap, and then you can look at the price history. You can filter by price history. So we'll tap on that, and then it's going to go ahead and filter this whole list for us. Now you can also look right here. We've got the 1, 2, and 3, or 1, 2, and 5 year returns right there. And then it also gives you the PE ratio, the price to earnings ratio. So this is one way that you would look for a stock. You can go ahead and just scroll through this list and find it that way. Another thing that you can do is you can come up here to the top right, and you can actually type in the name of the company of a stock that you're looking for, or the ticker symbol as well. Now after that, another way to look for different stocks is if you're not sure exactly what type of stock you're looking for, but you know what type of sector that you're looking for, they've got a sector section over here. So if you're looking for stocks that are finance only, we've got that. If you're looking for information stocks, we've got that. We've got health technology stocks. So if we click on one of those, it's going to go ahead, in this case we're doing information, it's going to give us a list of these information stocks that we can kind of pick from if we're looking for a specific sector. And you also can choose and filter down a little bit more into market cap. If you want a minimum market cap, a maximum market cap. If you want a minimum PE ratio or maximum, or a dividend yield that's got a minimum dividend yield or maximum dividend yield as well. Now, if you're someone like me who prefers to invest in something like ETFs, exchange traded funds, you've got the funds area right here. So I'm going to tap on that, and this is a way that you can look up ETFs specifically. So here's a list, and just like with the stocks, assets under management, you can filter by that. The dividend yield, the price history, you can look at the 1, 2, and 5 year returns, and you can also filter on the expense ratio as well. And just like with the stocks, you've got categories over here to the right. So you've got your alternatives, your bonds, your commodities. Now, if I actually click into one of these, we're going to click into equities, and it actually gives you even more detail that you can choose from, right? It's going to say, okay, of the equities, do you want domestic, foreign, inverse equity, or leveraged equity? So in this case, I'm going to choose on click on domestic, and then right there, it gives you even more filtering down that you can kind of you can make the list of ETFs that you're looking for a little bit smaller if you're looking for something specific. In this case, we're going to do large cap. And then once again, do you want a blended ETF, a growth ETF, or a value ETF? In this case, we're going to go growth. And this is going to list all of the growth ETFs that they have available on M1 Finance. Now, if you want to dig a little bit deeper into the individual investments that you might want to put your money into, all you would have to do is click into one of them. So in this case, we're going to go into Apple. And this is going to give you some details, right? It's going to tell you what the market cap is, the PE ratio, the dividend yield. It's also going to give you an investing profile of that specific company, along with some other details down there. Now, if you scroll down a little bit more, you have the latest news on this specific company. And at this point, you can choose to add it to your portfolio, or you can watch. You can add it to your watch list if that's what you want. So if we click on this watch list, it's going to end up over here in the watch area right there. So there's my watch list right here. If we'll go back to stocks, I'm going to take us back into Apple to show you a few more things. And then you can see the performance over a certain period of time that you might be looking for. So 5 years, 5 days. 5 years, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year. And then it's also going to show you when a dividend was paid out by this company. And another thing is you can actually connect directly to the website if you want to. So we've got that, and it's going to take you straight to apple.com. And you can do the same thing with ETFs. So we're going to click on funds over here, and we're going to click on VTI. So this is an exchange traded fund, and it's going to give you the assets under management. It's going to give you the expense ratio, the dividend yield. This is where you can add it to your watch list. You can add it to your portfolio. And then also down here, it's going to give you some details on what this ETF, what the goal of this ETF is. And then you can also visit the website for Vanguard if you want to. And then you can start searching for VTI to maybe get some more info on this ETF if that's what you're looking for. I'm going to go back to M1 Finance. And then down here at the very bottom, you can see the top holdings. So the top holdings within that ETF is Apple and Microsoft. And then right up here, if you look at allocation, it's going to tell you, okay, 99% of this ETF is made up of U.S. stocks. Now, another cool feature that they have are expert pies. If you look up here to the top right, I just clicked on expert pies. That's where we're at right now. So if you're someone who says, you know what, I don't know exactly what to pick, but I kind of know how I want to invest. M1 Finance has created these things called expert pies that essentially pick the investments for you based on the larger goal that you have. So in this case, we're going to click on, let's go on general investing right here. So if we click on general investing, these are some expert pies that they've already created for you based on a larger goal. So in this case, if you want an ultra conservative expert pie, you can choose that. If you want a moderate expert pie, they've got that. And then we've got like ultra aggressive. So there's a lot of different options. And essentially all you would do is if we want an ultra aggressive general investing expert pie, we click on that and we can essentially add this portfolio to our M1 Finance account. So down here, you can actually see, okay, what makes up this expert pie that is ultra aggressive? In this case, these are all of the ETFs that are made up of this expert pie. Okay, now we're going to talk about my absolute favorite feature of M1 Finance, and that is the M1 Finance pie investing. What pie investing does is it essentially automates your investing for you. It takes care of all of the busy work of putting your money into each individual stock. So what you do is you pick a list of stocks or ETFs that you want your money to go into within this investment portfolio. And then after that, you choose the percentage of your money that you want to go into each individual stock. So say you have 10 stocks that you want your money to go into. You want 10% to go into stock A, 10% to go into B, 10% to go into C, and so on and so forth, 10% into each of them, which would equal 100%. So if you deposited $1,000 into that account and you said, M1 Finance, I want you to invest this $1,000 into these 10 stocks and put 10% of this $1,000 into each, M1 Finance will automatically invest $100 into one, $100 into the other, $100 into the other, and so on and so forth until all of that money is invested based on the percentage that you've pre-chosen. We're going to go ahead and build an example pie for you. So right now, I am in this my Just for Fun account. And as you can see, I have one thing in there. 100% of this pie is BND, this bond ETF. Now, if I put $1,000 in here and I hit buy, essentially all $1,000 would go into BND 100%. Now, say I want to change up my investments right now. I want to create this pie from scratch. Well, let's go ahead and do that. In this case, I would hit edit this pie, and this is where the whole pie is. This is where the pie details are. Now, I don't want to just do BND, so I need to add some more stocks and ETFs. In that case, I'm going to tap on add up here. And this is going to take us to that section that I showed you before when I showed you how to find and research stocks. So in this case, we're going to find stocks, and I'm just going to choose the first couple, right? We're going to go Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and let's put Facebook in there as well. And as you can see down here below, they start to add up, right? Okay, are all of these what you want to add to your pie? In this case, yes. But if I change my mind and I'm like, I don't want Facebook in there anymore, I can hit the X and it just drops it out. But in this case, I'm going to add them back in, and I'm going to tap on add. And then it brings us back to this screen. Remember, we did have just BND in here. Now we have these other 4 stocks as well. Now, say I don't want to invest in BND any longer. I would tap on that. I would remove it, and now I'm left with these 4 stocks. Now I have to choose the percentage that I want to be invested into each of these stocks. In this case, I'm just going to spread it evenly at 25%, but if you want to, technically you could go like 97% into Facebook and then 1% into each of those. As long as it equals to 100%, you're good to go. But right now, I'm going to go 25, 25, 25, just to make it fair, right? And this is also where you would name your pie as well. I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the video, I showed you my different accounts and they had different names, right? The one was Just for Fun. The one was D Portfolio. The one was Car Fund Investment. This is where I chose that pie name. This is where I got to choose that specific pie name right here. So once I have all of my investments here, I'm going to tap on save, and it's going to want me to confirm, hey, do you want this percentage to go into each of these individual stocks? In this case, yes, we're going to confirm it. Boom. And there we go. Now this is our investment portfolio right here. So if I deposited $1,000 up here and I hit buy and I chose $1,000 right here, what would happen is that $1,000 would get spread among these 4 investments here. So $250 would go into Amazon, $250 into Apple, $250 into Facebook, $250 into Microsoft. In other brokerages, if you wanted to do this exact same thing, you would essentially have to click into each individual stock and hit buy. So I would have to go into Amazon and click buy $250, go into Apple and tap on buy $250, Facebook buy $250, Microsoft buy $250. Instead, M1 Finance handles spreading your money among all of the different stocks or ETFs that you want based on your percentage. That's what makes it so awesome and so easy. Now, if we get a year down the road and you have a bunch of money invested into this just for fun account or your investment account, and you have money spread among these 4 investments, but you say to yourself, you know what, I actually don't want to have any money invested in Amazon anymore, but you actually have money invested in them. You say, hey, I want to replace Amazon with another company. Essentially what you would do is you would hit edit, and this is where you would add that company to replace Amazon. So we'd hit add, and we'll say that we want to add Tesla in place of Amazon. So we're going to tap on add, and this is where we're going to choose, you can either choose 0% and then put that percentage on Tesla, and see it says it will remove it, or you can, it'll remove it once you save it, or you can tap on it and you can tap on remove, and then you hit save. And then they want to confirm that you're essentially swapping out Amazon for Tesla at 25%. We can confirm that. Now, what's going to happen with the money that was invested in Amazon is what they'll do is once they start trading the next day that the stock market is open at 9:30 a.m. So I'm filming this on the weekend. That's why it says Monday. What's going to happen is M1 Finance is going to sell all of the stock that you have in Amazon, and it's going to turn around and purchase all the Tesla stock for that same quantity. So they're going to handle all of that work for you. So say you had $5,000 in Amazon and you want that $5,000 to be in Tesla. It's going to sell $5,000 worth of Amazon, and it's going to buy $5,000 worth of stock in Tesla. So they're going to handle all of that work for you. You kind of just set it up and go on with your day. Let me go through an account that I already have open that I've already been investing in for a little bit of time. That way I can explain some of these things to you. So here's my car fund portfolio. And as you can see, my pie is just made up of one index fund, VOO, because I'm personally just a one ETF index fund. I'm personally an ETF investor. I'm not a big fan of investing in individual stocks. That's just not my style. I like to kind of set it and forget it. So that's why you only see that I have one slice in my car fund portfolio, and that is VOO. So right up here, you can see my current value, and you can see the amount of gains that I've had. I believe it's money weighted return. Yeah, money weighted return is 69%, and there's the dollar amount right there. You can see how much market gain I've had, and you can also see the earned dividends that I've had right there as well. Now, what you can do is once you're in your specific investment account, so whether I went to my Roth IRA, just for fun, traditional IRA, it would be a different view for each of those. This one is specific to my car fund portfolio. I can click on activity right here. When I click on activity, you can see when I've deposited money, when I've traded. So in this case, I did some morning trading on April 20th. So I had one buy of $600. On the 26th, I bought $572 worth of that ETF, VOO. And you can also see that I've deposited money here as well. So I deposited $1172 on April 9th. And you can go ahead and look at your history of when you've deposited money, bought things, when there's been a dividend payout. So on March 13th, I had a dividend payout of $8.83. And in that case, I usually just reinvest my dividends. And that's one thing I'll show you right now too, is if you have auto invest set up right here, what that will do is say I got that dividend payout of $8.83 or whatever it was, that would show up in my cash balance. And what M1 Finance would do is they would essentially automatically reinvest it for me because I had this auto invest on. Now, if I had auto invest turned off, I would have to physically come in here and I would have to hit the buy button if I had a cash balance from that dividend payment. So that's why I personally always like to have auto invest in, and then you choose the minimum cash balance. So in this case, I say, hey, anything above above $0 in my cash balance, I want you to go ahead and invest it based on whatever percentage I have here down here for my pie, my not my expert pie, my pie that I've chosen for M1 Finance. So 100% of it would get invested into VOO. And you can also see the return of my investments as well over time, right? We have our 1 day, and then it's gonna show you the gain in dollar form and percentage as well. So 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 quarter, 1 year, and then all. One thing I want to touch on real quick is M1 Finance. They actually have 2 trading windows, and that's why this platform isn't really for people who want to do buying and selling throughout the day. So M1 Finance has 2 trading windows. The first trading window is at 9:30 a.m. whenever the stock market is open. The days that the stock market is open. So Monday through Friday, as long as it's not a holiday. They place all of their trades at 9:30 a.m. And if you want to click buy after 9:30 a.m., it won't actually go through until the next trading day at 9:30 a.m. unless you have something called M1 Plus. In that case, if you pay for M1 Plus, then they actually have a second trading window in the afternoon, which is 3 p.m. So then if you placed a trade after 9:30 a.m., but before 3 p.m., then you would be able to get a trade to go through that specific day. The outro that I filmed didn't work, so here we go. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button before you go and leave any questions down below in the comments. Also, check out the description for a lot of different ways to get some free stocks for yourself from a whole bunch of different investing platforms, as well as that free $30 from M1 Finance. Make sure to check out these other M1 Finance how-to videos to your left and next. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Done.